Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're jumping into Octopath Traveler 0, and more specifically we're talking about jobs. If you've ever sat at the character screen wondering, okay, but which job is actually worth it? You're definitely not alone. In this video, I'll be breaking down the best jobs in the game, which ones really shine on the protagonist, and how each class stacks up in a clear tier list. Some jobs look amazing on paper, but fall off later, while others quietly carry your entire team if you use them right. As we go through the rankings, I'll also explain why each job is placed where it is, not just throw letters at you and move on. This isn't about forcing a single correct playstyle, but helping you understand what makes each job strong, weak, or situational in Octopath Traveler 0. Whether you're starting a fresh run or trying to optimize your build for tougher fights, this tier list should help you make smarter choices and have more fun along the way. Let's get into it. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking jobs in Octopath Traveler 0. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The jobs in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Cleric and Dancer. If your party were a band, these two would not be the ones smashing guitars or stealing the spotlight. But trust me, the show would absolutely fall apart without them. Welcome to the comfort zone of Octopath Traveler 0, also known as C tier, where the real MVPs quietly keep everyone alive while the damage dealers pretend they did all the work. Let's start with the Cleric, the job that exists solely to save you from your own bad decisions. Clerics specialize in healing and protecting the party from nasty status effects, and they are insanely good at it. Poisoned, stunned, burned, or one hit away from disaster, the Cleric calmly steps in and fixes everything. That said, if you're expecting big damage numbers, you are in the wrong place. Their offensive capabilities are limited, and no, they are not suddenly going to carry your boss fight. Their job is survival, not glory. Now onto the Dancer, the ultimate hype machine of the team. Dancers focus on buffing allies and boosting overall team performance, making everyone else stronger, faster, or just straight up better at their job. In long and drawn out fights, a good dancer can turn an average party into an absolute monster. The downside, their damage output is minimal. And by minimal, I mean they are not here to punch anyone. They are here to make sure the real hitters punch harder. What's important to understand is that both of these jobs are pure support roles. They shine brightest in tough or extended battles where survival and consistency matter more than raw damage. A Cleric keeps the party standing when things get ugly, and a Dancer makes sure your damage dealers never stop performing at their peak. On their own, they feel underwhelming. Together with the right teammates, they are game changers. So yes, Cleric and Dancer sit comfortably in C tier, not because they are bad, but because they rely heavily on others to finish the job. Think of them as the backbone of your party rather than the sword. They will not steal the kill, they will not top the damage charts, but when you somehow survive a brutal boss fight with one character left standing, just remember who actually carried you there. The jobs in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Thief and Scholar. Some jobs do not walk into a fight kicking the door down, they slide in through the window, trip the alarm, and somehow still make it work. That is exactly the vibe of B tier in Octopath Traveler 0. These jobs are powerful, flashy, and extremely useful, but only if you actually know what you are doing. Play them right and they shine, play them wrong and they fold instantly. Let's talk about the Thief first, because this job is all about speed and style. Thieves have high evasion and incredible speed, which means they often act before enemies even know what is happening. They can land multiple hits in a single turn, making them great for breaking enemy defenses. And on top of that, they can steal valuable items for extra utility. The problem? Their defense is low, very low. If a thief gets caught slipping, they go down fast, so they absolutely need allies to cover their weaknesses. In the right hands though, the thief feels amazing. You dart in, land several quick hits, grab some loot, and dodge attacks like nothing ever happened. It is a job that rewards smart positioning and timing, not brute force. If you enjoy a fast, tactical playstyle where you are constantly thinking one step ahead, the thief is an easy favorite. Now let's move over to the Scholar, the definition of glass cannon energy. Scholars bring powerful elemental spells to the table and can even identify enemy weaknesses, which is huge for planning fights efficiently. When a scholar hits the correct element, the damage can be absolutely brutal. However, their low health points and low defense mean they cannot take much punishment at all. One bad hit, and suddenly your magical genius is face down on the floor. That is why both Thief and Scholar land in B tier. They are highly situation-based jobs that can dominate the battlefield with the right setup, but they demand protection and smart team synergy. Keep them safe, play to their strengths, and they will carry fights in their own way. Ignore their weaknesses, and they will remind you very quickly why teamwork matters in Octopath Traveler 0. The jobs in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Merchant and Apothecary. Some jobs do not need to scream for attention to prove their worth. They just quietly make the entire team stronger every single turn. That is exactly where A tier lives in Octopath Traveler 0. These jobs sit right below the absolute top, but in real gameplay, they often feel just as impactful, sometimes even more so. Reliable, flexible, and always useful, this is where things start getting really comfortable. The Merchant is a perfect example of that quiet power. Their ability to boost points for allies is huge, especially once fights start dragging on or bosses begin demanding perfect timing. On top of that, Merchants scale very well through the mid-game, offering a solid mix of damage and utility that never feels wasted. And yes, they are also the main job points farmer, which alone makes them feel mandatory if you care about efficient progression. What makes the Merchant shine is consistency. They are not fragile, they are not overly complicated, and they always have something useful to do. Whether you are fueling a heavy damage dealer, setting up big turns, or just contributing steady pressure, the Merchant fits into almost any party without friction. It is one of those jobs you add and immediately feel the difference. Then we have the Apothecary, the definition of a true hybrid. Apothecaries heal and support the party while still dealing respectable, moderate damage, which makes them incredibly efficient in longer fights. They also bring access to useful debuffs, helping control enemies rather than just reacting to them. You are not choosing between offense and support here, you are getting both in one clean package. That balance is why both Merchant and Apothecary earn their A tier spot. They function as secondary damage dealers while reinforcing the team with utility and sustain. They might not delete bosses in a single turn, but they make sure your party gets the chance to do exactly that. In Octopath Traveler 0, these are the jobs that keep everything running smoothly, fight after fight. The jobs in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Warrior and Hunter. Some jobs do not ask for permission, they walk onto the battlefield and immediately take control. This is S tier in Octopath Traveler 0, where raw power, reliability, and momentum all come together. These are the jobs you build teams around, the ones that make fights shorter, cleaner, and a lot more satisfying. The Warrior is the definition of frontline dominance, with extremely high physical damage output and access to heavy-hitting abilities early on. The Warrior starts strong and never really falls off. On top of that, counter skills allow the Warrior to punish enemies for even trying to fight back. Add in the ability to sustain itself during prolonged battles, and you get a job that can stay in the fight while dishing out massive damage. What really sets the Warrior apart is how safe it feels to play. You can put it in front, let it absorb pressure, and still watch enemies melt. It does not rely heavily on complex setups or perfect timing. It just works. And in a game where consistency matters, that alone is S tier worthy. Then there is the Hunter, the master of precision and pressure. Hunters excel at single target damage and multi-hit attacks, making them incredible at exploiting enemy weaknesses through the break system. Their mobility and versatile skill set give them answers to almost any situation. And the fact that they can access rain of arrows as early as possible is a huge deal, letting them shred shields and control fights from a distance. Together, Warrior and Hunter define what a primary damage dealer should be in Octopath Traveler 0. One dominates up close with raw strength and counters, the other controls the fight with range pressure and perfectly timed breaks. If you want your battles to feel fast, decisive, and heavily in your favor, S tier is where you start and where you stay. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.